Welcome to the 1000 GM Player Profiles. I am incredibly excited to bring one of the strongest players that's been on this show to you today, Grandmaster Akshat Chandra, a former prodigy and a rising star in the American chess scene. Akshat, welcome to the show. How does it feel to be here?
It feels great, Dylan. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And let's get started with some questions from 1000 GM as our sponsor. We thank them. And first, I want to start with the mission of 1000 GM to produce all of these norm tournaments that can produce a large amount of grandmasters, potentially 1,000 grandmasters in the United States. What do you think of that mission, and how will that affect the chess community?
I think it's a fantastic mission. There's a shortage of norm tournaments in the U.S. It's especially difficult to find strong round-robin tournaments where you can earn norms in. So I'm fully in support of their mission, and I hope to see more events like this in the future.
Great. I appreciate that. And let's talk a little bit. You're already a grandmaster, correct?
That's right.
So you've basically hit the ceiling as far as titles go. When you were getting your norms, say for your IM title and your GM title, can you estimate for us how much money you or your parents spent on that?
I have no idea, to be frank,
Yeah.
but I would guess it's a large sum.
Maybe let's just break it down per tournament. Like, what was the average cost, like, just to go to one tournament?
I mean, in the U.S., things can be pretty expensive, especially since the accommodation is usually in five-star hotels.
Yeah.
That's where the tournaments are usually held as well. So I would estimate at least a couple of $1,000s for a single tournament.
Okay.
And if you travel with the Guardian, then that's an added expense as well.
And how many norm tournaments did it take for you to get your titles?
I can't tell you the exact number off the top of my head, but at least 10, definitely more than 10.
So we're talking like tens of thousands of dollars then, right?
Very easily, it could add up, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of money. And when you play those tournaments, you're talking about five-star hotels. Are accommodations like that important to the event?
I mean, in some ways, yes, because at least the players are guaranteed a nice playing hall. But when you have to stay at a five-star hotel for 4 or 5 days, it can get costly pretty fast.
Yeah. But, I mean, does it put you in a mindset to stay in a better place, like a better mindset?
I mean, it's convenient being close to the playing hall, I suppose. That's the main factor.
Yeah.
So I might overlook the cost in favor of convenience, but ideally I'd like to stay somewhere cheaper.
Yeah, of course. You don't want to spend all your money that you're either trying to make the titles or even just improve your rating.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And then what about conditions at the norm tournaments that you played? So you're 23 now. So you basically came up through the system where it was challenging to find norms in the United States, right? Did you travel to Europe?
Yeah, so in the U.S., there are very few round robins, especially for norm tournaments. Those are mainly held by the St. Louis Chess Club. But apart from those, there are really no norm tournaments that one can play. The other format is open tournaments. That's where most people play, but it's extremely hard to get norms in these open tournaments in the U.S. The playing conditions are pretty terrible, and you pretty much have to play perfectly to even stand a chance. It's very difficult. It's definitely easier to get norms in Europe simply because they have more opportunities for players. And I did travel for some tournaments back in the day as well. Although I don't think I scored a norm in Europe, actually. So funnily enough, I made all my norms in the US, I believe.
Yeah, that's interesting. We can get into that a little bit later. I like that. But let's go real quick before we get into your personal career and history. Let's end this segment with the hard question on systemic discrimination in chess towards financially privileged players. Do you think that's a thing where players that have more money have better access to grandmaster norms and the types of events that you need to earn all those norms?
Okay, so the good thing about chess is that you need very little to play it. You just need a board and some pieces. It's not like hockey or something where you need all the gear and everything.
Yeah.
So in some ways, chess is very accessible. But of course, there are other ways in which chess is slanted towards people who are financially privileged. I mean, traveling to tournaments, like I said earlier, in the U.S. is definitely not cheap and it's extremely difficult. But I would probably add that some onus falls on the chess federation to do more about that and make sure that their players and especially young talents are getting enough opportunities to showcase their potential.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, thanks for that answer. And so let's transition into your life, which is very interesting. And let's start with what I don't even know if that many people know, but how did you start playing chess, and what age did you start playing?
So when I was about 9 to 9.5, my family moved to India. This was maybe like 2009 or so.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember exactly, but a long time ago. And
Yeah.
I had a friend there who told me that he was, going for a chess lesson. And I had no idea what a chess lesson was. Like I was vaguely aware that chess was a game, and I thought you just, played on the weekends with your dad or something. But I had no idea it was like an organized sport in a sense, and that there was coaching and tournaments and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
that's when I first stumbled into it.
Oh, wow, that's really fascinating. Wait, where did you move from and to where?
From New Jersey to the Delhi area, the New Delhi area.
Wow, so you didn't play at all in New Jersey.
Initially, no.
Wow, that's
I learned
pretty.
chess when I was in India. Yeah.
That's incredible. And so then you went to this class basically.
I wasn't in class. I was actually hanging out with this guy at the
Oh,
park.
just
He
hanging
told me
out.
yeah, he told me I had to go for a chess lesson, and that's how
What's
things
his
started.
name? Let's just shout him out real quick.
I believe his name was Prem,
All right, that's great. And then so
but I
then,
could be wrong.
how did you get more into competitive chess then?
Well, I guess things snowballed from there. I developed an interest for the game, and then one thing led to another. Played my first tournament, and I realized that I really liked chess, and so I just kept going with it and kept playing more and more. And then turned out I also had some talent, so came at
That's an understatement. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You have some talent. That's definitely an understatement there. I mean, especially to start at 9, 10. That's a little bit late on to modern standards, right? Like most of the
yeah,
players are like
definitely,
5 or 6.
absolutely, yeah, that's right, yeah.
So, but I know you've broken records and won awards. So, how did you like? You must have just gotten really good really quickly, right?
Yeah, I've been asked this a lot, and I don't really know how to explain it, to be honest. I mean, it was probably a combination of some talent, some hard work, and some luck, of course.
Did you have any coaches that influenced you early?
Yeah, I worked with a Serbian Grandmaster. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple of years ago, but he
Mm,
was my first coach, and a lot what I learned in chess is through him.
great.
So definitely would like to make a note of that.
Let's. What's his name, just so we can remember him?
Sure, his name is Predrag Trajkovic.
Trajkovic. Okay. Well, let's
Yeah,
remember him, and I appreciate you telling us that.
yeah, of course.
And so, how long did you work with him?
I worked with him for about, I think, 4 to 5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So that's a significant amount of time. And when did you come back to the United States?
In 2013, when I was about 13 or 14 years old.
Okay. So what rating were you at that point?
I think I was exactly like 2300, so basically a FIDE master.
So you came back as an FM, and you moved back to what's the state and city?
New Jersey as well, yeah.
Okay. So you went back to New Jersey, and then I'm guessing you started playing a lot in New York tournaments, right?
I played some tournaments at the Marshall Chess Club. I
Okay.
guess a fair amount of those, yeah. But apart from that, didn't really play that much in New York.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then so then when did you know that you wanted to go to the next level? I mean, if you're an FM at 14, 15, I mean, it's a massive leap. What age did you make IM and GM?
I think I became an IM later that year in 2013,
Oh,
and
wow.
I think I got the GM title in 2017 or no, 2016. Sorry, 2016.
I mean, are you aware of how rapid that is?
Sure, yeah, but it's there are a lot of talented youngsters out there. I don't want to claim to be special.
Okay, so then who are you playing with in the US chess scene that influenced you then? I mean, you must have been playing with some other strong players at the same time.
I mean, not really. I guess I made a couple of friends who were my age and also very strong, and I spoke to them about chess, I suppose. But apart from that, not much interaction with the U.S. chess scene in general.
Oh wow. So were you still really connected to the Indian chess scene or the
No, no, no. It's not
European?
like. But it's just typical for a chess player, just at home on your computer all day. I mean, unless you're at a tournament, you're not really socializing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you were mostly just studying. How many hours a day were you studying at that time?
Uh, I'd say like on the sort of best study days, it was like 6 to 7 hours, but probably that can be too much. So if anyone's watching this, I'd recommend maybe 5.
Wait, what? So what did you have to sacrifice to do that?
I mean, I was homeschooled, so
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
go to school, but I wouldn't consider that a sacrifice. Maybe like a
Right.
perk.
It's a perk. Yeah, yeah. I think most kids would think it's a perk. Were you still doing other? I mean, you're. I'm assuming your parents were making sure that you were getting your schoolwork done and getting ready for college at the same time, though, right?
Yeah, I did. I did like still study while I was homeschooled, of course, and I took my SATs like everyone else. So
Right. Right. And let's see. You won it. You won the. Sorry, one second. I'm just looking at it. I saw on your Wikipedia that you won the. I mean, you've just won so many awards, right? If I were to list the number of awards that you've won, it's pretty incredible. I mean, do you do you find any of those events to be of particular significance? Is there one that really sticks out to you?
yeah, sure. Winning the U.S. Junior Championship in 2015 is pretty special. It's an extremely difficult tournament, very grueling tournament, and to win that and etch my name in history amongst several other great players was pretty nice.
Yeah, who did you have to beat to win that tournament?
I don't remember off the top of my head the players I beat, but some of the other players, strong players, they were like Jeffrey and Wonder. So
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. You were playing Jeffrey and a Wonder in the same tournament,
yeah,
and then you're all grandmasters now, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Is there any rivalry between all of you?
No,
No, it's just mostly
it's
cordial.
just normal. Yeah,
It's just normal to be a grandmaster and be
I
amazing
suppose so. Yeah.
and be amazing at chess. That's awesome. Okay, I saw that you also won gold at the North American Youth Championship. Did that mean something to you?
Yeah, that was actually a pretty special win as well because I started the tournament 1 out of 3.
Oh
And I'd pretty
wow!
much, yeah, I'd pretty much given up all hope, but I won the last 6 games in a row and tied for first and won on tiebreak. So pretty
Oh
memorable.
wow! That's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
Wow. How did you come back? How did you find the strength to come back? Was it just gradual as you started
I
gaining
mean,
wins?
not really. I guess I just stopped caring, and in some sense, that can be helpful for your chess when you stop caring and just focus on the game, not about the results.
You know what's funny? That's the second time I've heard that today. You're my third interview today, and I've heard that the second time. So is that a psychological block that chess players have sometimes, where they just are trying to grip the pieces and the positions too tightly and try to overcalculate and things like that?
Yeah, it definitely happens. I've experienced it myself. I think everyone can relate to that. And I'm sure we all have stories where we stopped caring, or even when we're sick, we just play much better because we're not really focusing too much on the result and just focusing on making moves.
Yeah, yeah. And okay, that's pretty great on your life then. Let's talk about your current goals because you're already a grandmaster. What do you really have to work for then?
I mean, you can always get better, of course, unless you're the world champion. So in that sense, my my list of goals can be endless. But right now, I'm more focused on my school. Chess has
Okay,
sort of been a side thing for me the last few years. But time permitting, I definitely like to get better and continue to increase my rating if possible.
okay, that's great. What are you studying?
So I finished my undergrad actually this past spring. I majored in computer science.
Oh, congrats! And then are you doing a master's or PhD?
Yeah, I'm going to do my master's now, starting in August.
Oh man, that's a lot. So are you just using the summer to play tournaments?
I would like to, but I haven't played a single tournament yet. I mean, this will be my first one, so kind of looking forward to it.
Okay, so
It's
so why are you playing then? Or did a Colbian just ask you? He just invited
yeah,
you.
he
Like, why
asked.
not?
Yeah, he asked me, and I didn't really have many other options. Like I said earlier, it's going to be my first tournament, so I was like, all right, I'll just play it. It's the first thing that comes my way. I'm going to play it.
Okay, and do you make money from chess?
I mean, right now, no, because I'm not a professional. I mean, I'm sure I'm in college,
You don't coach
but
at all?
no, I'm not coaching right now.
Okay.
But I'm open to it, of course. It's hard for chess players, even grandmasters, to earn money from chess simply by playing tournaments. Usually, they have to resort to other avenues like coaching.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not earning money from chess as a full time student.
Yeah, of course not. So then, do you have any major goals for your chess? You said you're focused mostly on school. I mean, but you obviously love playing chess if you went all the way through grandmaster level. Is there
Yeah.
anything that you really desire to achieve?
I don't have anything in particular. Just seeing how it goes, I guess.
Hmm. Just seeing how it goes, just writing, writing. I mean, I guess you're 23, just enjoying your life, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Are you living in St. Louis now, or are you in New Jersey still?
I'm living in St. Louis. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So then maybe we'll talk a little bit about the St. Louis Chess Club. How has that impacted your chess development and just general life path?
Yeah, it's definitely played a big role in my chess career. I mean, they've provided many opportunities for young players, especially to try and attain norms. They've had many norm tournaments. They've started organizing professional round robins as well for the professional player. They're called the classics. They happen once every few months. And those are amazing also for professional chess players. And also, of course, Mr. Rex Singfield, the benefactor of the club, is funding this St. Louis University scholarship where I'm at. So, of course, without that, I wouldn't be here. So, big thanks to him for that and St. Louis Chess Club.
Awesome, awesome. And how did you achieve that scholarship?
The team coach reached out to me and let me know that scholarship was available for me if I wanted to join.
Who's the team coach there?
The team coach is Grandmaster Alejandro Ramirez from.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So Alejandro Ramirez, do you know him well?
yeah, I'd say I know him fairly well.
Yeah, he plays a lot and is now a commentator there.
That's
Um,
right.
um, who's who's your favorite person at the St. Louis Chess Club, other than?
I mean, I honestly don't spend that much time there, so I don't really know anyone in particular.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
even if I did, I don't think I'd give any names.
Yeah, okay. You don't wanna play favorites here. Okay, I gotta ask you a hard question. Are you a loner?
Am I a loner?
Yeah. Do you like to be alone more? I mean, maybe the question is, are you an introvert rather than an extrovert?
I have no idea. I mean, there's some situations where I prefer to be by myself. Sure. So I don't know if that makes me a loner.
I was just curious. I was just curious if you prefer to just spend time studying rather than socializing or anything like that.
Perhaps from time to time, yeah. If the
Okay.
occasion's right, though, I might go out.
Okay. 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 I guess you are a college student, so going out is important. All
Yeah.
right. All right. That's great. Let's see. Do you have a current coach now?
No, I mainly just if I ever work on chess, it's usually just analyzing or playing with some guys on the team.
Okay, that's great. And then, so you will be playing for what is it? St. Louis. What's the university again? Can you say it one more time?
Yes, St. Louis University.
So it's St. Louis University. I assume this team is very strong then, if Alejandro Ramirez is the coach. Um,
Yeah, we're actually the national champions right now.
oh, let's go! You didn't
Yeah.
even. I mean, I'm doing poor research, but okay, you're
No, you're good.
national champions. Okay, so how did that happen? Let's hear this. This is interesting.
Sure, yeah. So as people may know, the collegiate chess process runs like this. We have the Pan Ams in late December, early January usually. That's a qualification tournament for the Final Four. So the top four teams qualify for the Final Four, where they battle out to determine the champion of collegiate chess. So we won the Pan Ams.
Wow.
We qualified for the Final Four, and then we won the Final Four as well. So that was a
I,
nice sweep.
I mean, you just make it sound so easy, but like those teams are strong too. You're not
Yeah,
playing.
of course. Certainly, we're playing other very strong teams with professional chess grandmasters as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few magnet schools like UTD,
Mhm.
and what are some of the other universities that you play against?
There's Rio Grande and Webster University.
Oh,
That's
and
the main
Webster.
one, probably.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, those are really strong teams, so it's a pretty big feat. Um, this is a funny question. What do you guys do when you win like that? Do you guys go out? Do you celebrate? Like, what do you guys do?
We actually haven't done anything really special, funnily enough. Maybe someone should look into that.
Yeah, you guys should have at least a little party or something, man.
Yeah, yeah. The university should build statues of us.
Yeah, why not? That's pretty good. I like that. All right, let's transition into some silly questions on that note, on the statue note. I mean, I like the idea of the Akshat Chandra statue. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I'm a
good.
fan as well.
That's pretty good. We're gonna tell them that. We're gonna send this clip. Okay, so let's go on to some of the silly questions. Um, and yeah, these are just simple one-word stuff, or a a sentence or something. So don't
Okay.
feel like it has to be perfect, because you'll see by the first one, which is the hard question. Who is your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Oh, Batman! You talk a little bit like Batman. You're like, I play chess. I play chess well. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna follow up. Why Batman?
I like the dark, brooding nature of his character.
Okay,
I
yeah,
suppose. Yeah.
I see that. I see that. Okay, do you have any favorite chess movies or TV shows?
I didn't know chess movies and TV shows was a thing.
Ah, you
Uh,
don't even know it's a thing. Yeah, well, there's not that many.
yeah, I don't think so.
That's fine. Any TV shows that you like, just generally, or movies?
uh, Probably House is my favorite TV show.
Oh, the with Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, the medical Sherlock. Yeah.
Oh, that's a fantastic show. Good choice. Good choice. I like that. That shows your character. Um, let's see. I had another fun one. Oh yeah. Where is your favorite holiday destination?
I don't have one.
Where would you want to go then? If you could travel anywhere in the world.
Probably right now, Norway would be nice to visit.
Oh, okay. Just because of chess, or because you want to freeze?
Oh no, no, nothing to do with chess. Just because it's a beautiful place.
Okay. It's cold though.
It's cold, yeah, but I think that's worth it.
Yeah, but I guess you lived in New Jersey and St. Louis, so you can handle.
True, I can brave it.
All right. This is a chess-related one. What player do you think is the most underrated in chess history, as far as significance or notability? It doesn't have to be actual rating.
I'd say Lasker doesn't get the credit he deserves. He was a fantastic world champion, played at an extremely high level. I don't think people appreciate that fully.
Yeah.
Also, I think he was the longest reigning world champion, like 30 years. It's pretty impressive.
That's correct. Yeah, it was very long and through it spanned from the 19th to 20th century. So that's awesome.
Indeed.
Great answer. Great answer. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. If you could choose one actor to play you in the movie of your life, who would it be? I know you don't watch too much movie and TV, so you might not know any. But if you have any off the top of your head, and they don't even have to look like you, like I would choose Arnold Schwarzenegger. So.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sorry if I stole that.
No, you're good. I was going to say probably Denzel Washington because he's my favorite
Oh,
actor.
let's go! You're gonna be like, save that chess piece! It's like all this intense Washington D.C. scene.
Yeah.
You save the queen, you sack yours, and save the other queen. Something like that.
Or the Equalizer, equalize the position.
Yeah, the equalizer. There you go. That's great. Okay. One more silly question, and then we'll move on to your game.
Sure.
What would you like to say to your fans?
I didn't know you guys existed.
Okay. Do they exist is the question. Okay, that's pretty funny. All right, let's move on and go ahead and share your screen when you're ready. We're going to take a look at one of your best games or your favorite games.
Sure.
Go ahead and share when you're ready, and then you can set the scene.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
All right, I think we're looking good. So go ahead and give us the background on this game.
Yeah. So this game was played last summer. I think it was in mid August or beginning of August. It was the last tournament of the summer for me. I was in Europe actually, in Greece. Kavala is in Greece. I played another Greek tournament prior to this, which it went really badly. So I was hoping to at least finish strong at this one. So heading into the last round, I was tied for first with this guy and two other guys. Yeah. So if I wanted to win the tournament, it's basically a must-win situation. But the problem is the round was like super early. It was at like 9 a.m. and I'm not a morning person at all. So like I was like half alive when this game started, and I couldn't care less about the result. Like honestly, I was just hoping to get off for a draw and we could just like shake hands and go home. But he surprised me in the opening with a pretty combative opening choice. I guess he was out for blood as well. So
wait, real quick, you saying there was 4 people tied for first? This must have been a really big tournament.
It wasn't that big. I mean, it was like average to above average for an open tournament.
I guess it's an open. Yeah, that can easily happen.
Mm-hmm. So I played e4. He played c5. I actually expected him to play one e5 instead.
Oh, okay. So he already surprised you right off the bat.
I didn't prepare for c5 at all.
Wow.
So I was curious to see what he had up his sleeve. So I played knight f3, all very normal stuff.
Yeah, open Sicilian.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a time on off, right?
I think it's a time on off if he plays queen c7. Mm-hmm. But he played d6. So I was like,
oh, so now it's a shove.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I was pretty surprised because I've never checked this move, and it's extremely rare. Almost nobody plays this anymore. I mean, it used to be famous in the 90s, but it's pretty much gone out of modern chess theory. So I was on my own now, and I was like, I don't really know what I should play. But then I vaguely recalled looking at some game many years ago with the following setup, developing the bishop and moving the queen to e2, which blocks the bishop, but makes way for king to castle. I was like, okay, I'll just go for this and see what happens.
And the plan is just play like g4 or g5.
At some point, yeah, exactly. And just go for his king.
Yeah, okay. That's a fair way to play.
Yeah, especially when you're opposite sides castle, you have to go for the king.
Yeah, right.
So started with f4. He developed his pieces, continued going for the third g4, like you said.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this exact position. Do you know any STEM games?
Maybe not this exact position, but there are many famous games in this line. There's like Fischer-Spassky from Belgrade. That's probably one of the most famous ones.
Okay, that might be what I'm thinking about.
I'm pretty sure this position is already novel territory, though.
Yeah.
So he tries to get his attack going. He brings his queen out. I just continue preparing my kingside assault.
Right.
And already things are becoming kind of dicey for him because I'm threatening f6 to just blast everything open. So he traded, took with the bishop. Now I'm setting up many sacrificial ideas on h7. Mm-hmm. He blocked, which is, of course, extremely risky because he opens up the diagonal for my dark square bishop.
Yeah, now your dark square bishop is very strong.
Yeah, but he didn't really have much of a choice. I dropped my bishop back. So he realizes that his queenside attack would be way too slow. I'm just going to rip everything open. So he tries to go for a counterplay in the center and attack my e4.
Is he already much worse at this point?
It's probably objectively lost, yeah.
Okay.
But of course, that doesn't mean the game's over. I still have to convert the attack.
Yeah, of course. That's the interesting part, right?
Yeah. So I played king b1, which is a bit slow, but it's an extremely useful prophylactical move. Mm-hmm. Gets out of bishop takes g5 and check. Should I ever push my h pawn?
Right.
So he dropped his bishop back, continuing to getting up on the e4 pawn. I plunged forward. He took the pawn. And now a series of interesting moves start. So I took on g6. Obviously, if he takes on c3, we check, I recapture, and if he were to take my queen, I deliver mate.
Oh, that's very pretty.
Kind of nice, yeah. But obviously, he's not going to fall for that.
Yeah, so. Of course not. Yeah, he's a grandmaster, so.
Exactly. So he took it back with the f pawn. If he takes back the h pawn, mating one.
Right.
So I captured his knight. He took back the. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my own game. And he played with f7. So.
Okay.
if he takes back with the rook, this is losing because the bishop e6 check. This king can't move anywhere. You'll have to get blocked with this circle.
Yeah.
It takes that's completely lost.
Yeah, it's still pretty bad there. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And if he takes on e4 with the bishop, I take this pawn.
Oh,
Rook takes
wow.
h7.
Oh my gosh, this is so complicated.
It looks complicated, but I promise you it wasn't that hard.
Oh, not in the game wasn't that hard.
No, it's pretty standard. I mean, you just like look at tactics around the opponent's king, and then you see that.
You're looking at all your captures. Yeah.
Yeah,
especially with the bishop on the dark square diagonal there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, this bishop's a monster. Yeah. So he played rook f7, which is a clever move because I still can't really protect my knight because it's pinned to my queen. So if I allow him another move, he's just going to recapture, and he prevents all my threats. I have to continue playing forcefully. So I drop my bishop back, hitting his queen.
Right.
He went back, and now I found a very strong move, which ends the game on the spot, queen c4. So I move out of the pin, and I create a pin on this rook on f7. And the point is revealed. After he took on e4, I think he missed my next move when he was calculating. I take on h7 anyways.
Yeah, you just take on h7. Right. Yeah.
If he takes the queen, it's obviously mate. And if he takes like this, it's also mate.
So did he even have a move there? Or was it just...
After queen c4, it's already over. But
it's over, yeah.
This just ends the game like clinically on the spot.
Yeah, right.
So the game lasted for a few more moves, but the result was never down. The final position, he's completely tied up. Everything's pinned.
But go through that a little bit slower, though, for the audience.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. No big deal.
Yeah. So he tried a desperate move rook d4, but this doesn't really do anything. I just needed to be careful. I threw in a check with tempo just to make sure I can make all my moves with check.
Right.
He has to block if he goes here, it's mate. And if he goes here, it's also mate.
Yeah, there's two.
He has to block. Easy. And this is another fatal pin. So bishop e6, keeping his king entombed on h8.
Bishop e6 is a nice move for the audience because it's not really a quiet move because you're basically announcing that the king is almost trapped, but it is still very interesting because you're threatening queen h4, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Idea.
Mate is threatened, so he took the pawn, which rents that, but it doesn't matter. I just swing my queen over, attacking his bishop. He tries to protect it. I move my rook here. There's no rush really because he literally knows.
Oh man, it's pretty crazy how that king is just totally pinned in that corner.
Yeah, not fun at all.
No, not at all.
And yeah, his final move bishop h6 allows queen takes g6, and again he can't take because it's pinned.
Yeah.
So he just threw in the towel here because it's completely lost. He's just getting mated or losing material.
So let's go back real quick to where you think his main mistake was, and I kind of want to talk about the psychology of this position.
Honestly, that's the thing about this game. I can't really pinpoint a clear mistake for him. I mean, he made very natural moves. He developed his pieces. He tried to put pressure in the center. I would say maybe not decisive, but definitely a big mistake was the opening choice. This opening's probably just dubious. It's very difficult to play.
Right.
Against the setup in particular.
Right. So after he chooses such a dubious opening, you're just playing for a win the whole time then, right?
I mean, at that point, I'm like, okay, now I kind of have to win this game because this is a bit audacious on his part.
Yeah. That's pretty good. And why do you think your opponent would find playing such a rare line valuable, though? Do you think he was trying to surprise you, or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like it worked in some ways because I didn't expect this, and I've never checked this. I never bothered to check it. So in some ways, it worked out for him. But I think the line is just so shaky that even though I didn't know what I was doing, I still was able to make normal moves and pose some serious problems to him. I mean, he's a very experienced grandmaster, so he was probably hoping to catch me off guard here.
Yeah.
And he did. But like I said, the line is just so precarious that I was able to make more moves and get a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, and I want to go back to what you said earlier about wanting to just take a draw. Is it just was that mainly just the fatigue from playing such a
Oh,
long event?
that was a bit tongue in cheek. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
normally with the white pieces, I always play for them, regardless of my
Okay.
opponent. But
Okay.
I may have been tempted simply because it was a 9 a.m. game and I was extremely tired.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have trouble sleeping when you play these big events?
Hopefully not. I don't think so.
Okay, I was just wondering if like you're just excited to play and then you just stay up too late.
Yeah, I don't think I am that excited anymore. Maybe before I was a GM, you're like excited to play, but now as a GM, you're like, okay, I'll just go and play.
Okay, okay, that's very interesting. Okay, let's unshare, and then I want to ask a few more questions. Just some fun stuff like, who's the strongest player that you've ever played?
The strongest player I've ever played, it's probably Fabiano.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, a few years ago. It's either him, Wesley, or Hikaru. I'm not sure which of them was higher rated
so
at the
you've
time.
played all three of them then.
Yeah, I played them in the U.S. Championship in the same tournament.
Okay, and then how was that U.S. Championship?
It wasn't. It didn't go very well for me, but I definitely left a lot of points on the table. That's for sure, especially against some of those guys.
And as a grandmaster, um, playing someone that's 200 points above you like that, I mean, they basically are, right? Do I have that right?
Yeah, more actually.
Oh, more. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you find that intimidating?
Probably back then when I played somewhat, but like I wasn't a GM then, I was still an IM. But
Okay.
now
Okay.
if I were to play any of them, I would not really feel intimidated. Maybe there might be a little bit more pressure at certain moments when you feel like perhaps you have a good position and you realize like, hey, I might have these guys on the rope, like don't mess it up. In that regard, there could be some added intimidation or pressure, but just because of their rating or name, I wouldn't be bothered at all.
Okay. And you mentioned the GM title as part of that, but was there any other shift psychologically that kind of prepared you to play top level competition?
I suppose getting the GM title definitely adds confidence. Seeing it next to your name
Mm-hmm.
gives you the confidence that you need that you can play against anyone.
Okay. Okay. And what? So after you finish college, do you think you will continue to try to raise your rating and gain? I mean, 2550 or even 2600.
Maybe I can do that in college itself.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I,
I like
I
that.
don't have any specific ambitions in that sense. It's still a ways off, still 2 more years of school, but that would certainly be nice. It's extremely hard to rely on professional chess though as a career after college.
Right.
So as much as I would like to play and get those ratings, it might not be practical as well because like tournaments, as I mentioned before, are extremely expensive. And
Yeah.
there might be more secure options. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, how do you balance the practicality and your love for chess?
Well, right now I'm fortunate enough to not have to worry about that because the St. Louis Chess University scholarship pays for all my expenses if I play tournaments.
Right. Right.
But at some point I'll be off scholarship, so I'll have to think about these practical things.
um, well, is there a level that you can reach in your chess ability that would give you the financial freedom to play chess
Yeah, but that's very difficult, and in order to get to that level, you kind of need to have financial freedom in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit circular in that sense. I mean, you'd have to be top 10 to be secure, and maybe even top 20, but that's extremely difficult to get to without resources.
Yeah. And do you think that will change though with the increasing attention and just the popularity of chess? I mean, it's increasing rapidly. So do you think
I would
that
hope
will?
so, yeah. I mean, I have no predictions or anything. I have no idea what's going to happen, but that would definitely be nice if chess became more popular and there were more sponsors.
Yeah. I mean, I got to ask this question. You're going to school for coding for a practical reason, but would you rather be playing chess?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Okay, that's good for the audience to know because it's so tough to be even a grandmaster. They would think, oh, well, can't they make a living? But without I think one of the big problems is chess is missing corporate sponsorship, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So yeah, I appreciate the frankness there because it's never easy to have to make, that kind of choice between something you love and to make money, right? I mean,
Mhm.
and we all love making money, right? But is chess number one in your life?
I mean, right now, no, because I'm in college.
Yeah.
Most of my time and effort is taken up by that. But apart from that, I would say chess is pretty high up there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time today, Akshat. Um, is there anything else you want to tell the audience about your career or life, or anything you're striving for?
No, I have nothing to add, but thank you for this interview and for anyone who watched this. Hopefully, they found it entertaining and useful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's definitely good bits we can pull out, and I really appreciate your time. So thanks for being here, and thanks to 1000 GM for sponsoring this interview. All right, have a nice night.
Awesome. Thank you, Dylan.